Over on house.com, I found a question about the color of trim in a hallway. Should it match the walls, the floors, or the trim on the doors? Let's talk about that. I'm Doug Walker, and this is Roominess. Roominess shows you straightforward steps to an inviting home. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more. I answered today's question over at house.com, and you can ask whatever questions you'd like in the comments below. So what should guide your decisions about trim colors? Here's a general rule to decorate by. All your trim colors should match. That's baseboards, door trim, window trim, chair rails, and crown moldings. Most of the time, that will go for the rest of your woodwork as well, including doors, windows, and any paneling. So the general backdrop of a room is up to 4 colors: the floor color, wall color, ceiling color, and the trim color. And that trim color should coordinate with the other 3. So if you're new to decorating, then use this guideline and match all your woodwork colors. Having said that, matching woodwork colors is one of the most commonly ignored guidelines in decorating. So let's talk about the most frequent exceptions. Can this guy stand by anything he says at all? If you have paneling, like board and batten, boiserie, shiplap, or barn board, often these are an accent color separate from the trim color. Some color schemes use stained doors with painted trim. This contrast can be very attractive. I used it in a previous home at the end of the hallway for my master bedroom. The stained door not only gave more importance to that doorway, but it helped the visual proportions of the hallway. When you put a dark color at the end of a hallway, it helps it feel less long and narrow. However, I do not recommend that you do the opposite. Do not put stained trim around a painted door. Typically, this will be a dark stained trim around a painted door that I've seen, and it draws attention exactly where you don't want it because it outlines the door and puts the attention on the frame rather than the door itself. If you have an accent wall a different color than the rest of the room, you may want to paint the trim on that wall only to match the accent wall rather than the trim in the rest of the room. That way it will make your accent wall color appear more complete and intentional. If you have a door in an odd location and you want to de-emphasize it, then you may want to paint the door and the trim around it to match the wall that it's on. This will help blend the door into the wall, and you won't notice it as much. Black window trim continues to trend in the decor world. And as a trend, it's fine, mostly harmless, since black is a neutral color. But recognize that it is a trend and will fall out of favor at some point, probably within the next 2 to 10 years. How hard it will fall is hard to predict because of a number of factors that we don't know right now. 2 to 10 years? You're confident with that small of a range? Really? Do you have a different trim situation at your house or an example I haven't covered? Leave me a comment below. So one other question about trim. Why do decorators so often paint trim that was originally stained? The answer goes right back to the start of this channel. How do you create a sense of space where the furniture defines the space and you don't feel confined by the walls? Dark stained trim in modern houses can have the unfortunate effect of drawing a box outline of the room and making us completely aware of the walls and their limits. It pulls focus to the corners where you don't want it, rather than the center of the walls where you do want to focus. Decorators paint the trim to give a subtle finished transition from one surface to another, and let the walls blend into the background. What kind of challenges do you have with trim in your homes? Let me know in the comments below. Did you know that painting your hallway can make a big impact to your home's decor? Find out why in this video. You should watch. It's short. I'll see you there.